Hey everybody, I just got through watching Fox News at the gym, and I want to talk a little bit about what I just watched. And one of the things I see is where Donald Trump's got a strategy now where he's really going after the black vote because he knows it's going to have it in order to even have a prayer of winning this election. So his new strategy is, what do you got to lose? So he's going to go to the black voters and say it's been so horrible under Clinton or under the Democrats that what do you got to lose by voting for me? You know, I kind of thought maybe the guy was getting some good advice, but now when I hear stuff like that, I think he's getting horrible advice. I think that's the worst thing he could do right now is to go around and say, what do you got to lose? I mean, as somebody that has to deal with people every day, and I'm in positions of getting people to do things, the last thing I do to people is say, hey, what do you got to lose? You know, why don't you do what I want you to do? What do you got to lose? Come on now, come on, what do you got to lose? I mean, that's like the worst thing you can say to somebody. It's almost like, you know, it's everything's so bad. You know, what I got planned here for you is you know, what do you got to lose? I mean, that's like the loser strategy of loser strategies, to go to somebody and say, what do you got to lose? And to think that they think that's a good idea on facts just shows you how out of line they are. But this is a network that has a guy named Watersworld that runs around and makes fun of people. So if you like being made fun of, where you walk along the street like he was down in the Dominican Republic tonight, and he walks up to people and go, do you know who Hillary's vice president is? Tim. You know, and the lady says something about some gymnast or something like that, and he laughs at her. We're the elitists and we know everything. It's so funny. You know, everybody's so funny. We're smart, they're not. We're good, they're stupid. We're rich, they're poor. You know, this is the kind of mentality they have. And then they got this lady named Judge Jeanine. You know, and she gets on there, and she gets Trump on her station, or on her show. And then she says something crazy about, you know, if I was out on the street with my program, not that they're geniuses out there. I mean, not that they're geniuses out there, but if I was on the street with my program, not that they're geniuses out there on the street. So here again, I'm smart, they're dumb. You know, I'm good, they're bad. You know, these people are crazy. These people are crazy. You know, and I'm sick of listening to it. And then Trump. I mean, I actually kind of like Donald Trump. You know, if I had a chance to go out to dinner with Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, I'd go out to dinner with Donald Trump. I think the guy's funny. I think he's very charismatic. I think the guy's got but he says crazy, nutty stuff, and I don't think he's ever really lived in the real world. You know, and when he goes to black people and say, hey, vote for me, what do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? They got a lot to lose, Donald. That's the problem. If they vote for a guy like you, okay, this is what the deal is. The deal is a lot of people live on entitlements. You know, Hillary wants to increase entitlements. You want to decrease entitlements. Not that people want to live on entitlements. They'd like to get a real job, but you haven't given any specifics about getting jobs other than penalize countries that you think stole them from us. That's your only solution. You know, we're going to go after these other countries for our jobs and get them back quickly. We're going to do it fast. You know, like we're all going to have a job in the next 2 weeks, and everybody's going to get off their entitlement that I want to get rid of. You know, because, you know, hey, can't have that anymore because that's not good. So, yeah, they got a lot to lose. They got a lot to lose, Donald. So to go to people and say, you got nothing to lose is a loser strategy. It's a total loser strategy. I don't know. I mean, I just listen to Fox News, and every time I listen to that thing, I get upset. And then he brings up this thing like Obama isn't going to Louisiana where the flooding's at. And he did, and it's a little late now. And then he said something about he's going to get on a 747 with those really, really horrible engines that do a lot of polluting. So his plane is better than Obama's plane. And he does this thing all the time. He does it all the time. That, you know, he's got the state-of-the-art jet airplane, and Obama's running around with this polluter airplane. You know, it's the 747. It's the loser airplane. He's got the winner airplane. Everybody else has got the loser airplanes. I mean, I just can't get one foot ahead of the other. You know, and everybody out there in middle America is counting on this guy to do something. And what he's going to do, he hasn't even said. He hasn't thought out, and he hasn't really come to any kind of, you know, I keep hoping. In fact, if you listen to some of my videos I listen to his speeches, and I keep saying, come on, just give us some specifics. Don't do I'm going to bring jobs back. You know, and I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to make, you know, I'm never going to lie to you. I will never lie to you. I will always tell the truth. Well, when people start saying stuff like that, it's already a problem. So, anyway, thanks for listening. I appreciate it.